Okay, I'm going to start recording.
It's day 13. We're energized, we're feeling up. Bet's in the house. You know what? It is an exciting time for us in dog training compared to that poor little squirrel.
Now, up until today, we have not even used or really talked about our dog's name or their recall. And that's important because what we believe is that, first of all, we've got to build a foundation of focus and engagement so that there is value in working with us, and so that working with us is a privilege, which you can see that it's a privilege right here.
Like, let me get closer.
Now we can add a word, now we can add a recall cue, now we can add a name, whatever it is that you want. And that's what we're going to do in today's challenge, and it's called Flippin' Recall.
Flipping recall. Now the thing with flipping recall is what we want to see is a dog who absolutely gets back almost faster than they went in the first place. They come back at like rocket speed. It's the best thing in their world to get back now.
So, some of your dogs won't mind being restrained or handled, whereas your dog might actually not like that, and that's totally fine. What we want you to do is work with the dog in front of you, and so we're going to show you 2 ways to play this game. So all you need is some of your dog's daily food allowance.
Remember, we've ditched the bowl right from day one, and this is really, really important. We're just using Bet's everyday food.
And all we're going to do is I'm going to lightly restrain Bet, I'm going to feed her, and then I'm going to call her, and it's going to be a fun time. So, pa, 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 yeah, good. And I feed her behind me, so that what we get is this reflex ping back. So let me show you again, with 1 piece of food here, pa, 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 hey.
And let's just do it once more across the front there, Tom, just in case they don't quite see. What I want you to see is just quite how those mechanics and dynamics work.
Ready? You ready?
Yeah, super girl. And like Tom said, when she gets back to him, he might deliver more reward or more experience when she gets back. That's really, really important that you make sure that recall really is valuable to them.
Ready?
You might also notice that Tom calls her pa pa pa. That's a recall cue for Bet, and you might want to do that as well. We're kind of like reshaping the recall. We're
starting from scratch.
The recall. It's a rename of it so that she doesn't have any opportunity to have any sort of, effectively, we haven't poisoned it. So we want it to stay really, really, really valuable. Super girl.
Now,
we're looking for that whiplash. We're looking for that turnaround quick. We're looking for that absolute flipping recall.
Yeah. Now, what we can do is if your dog doesn't like being restrained, that's totally fine. The game works just as well. All we do is we call them just before they're going to turn back to us anyway in an orientation game.
And it takes your timing to the next level. Because you need to have, I mean, it's like, oh my, we're very excited. It's like the squirrel has great timing. The squirrel has amazing mechanics. He is really great at keeping it sexy. You are going to be the same, and your timing is going to be awesome.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Right, so is my timing going to be awesome? You're going to find this one? Good. Okay, so, I know, we got that one. We learnt that one just a second ago, hey? We learnt that one just a second ago. Right, I'm going to throw, and you're going to see what happens. So, throw. Hey, good girl.
I'll give that a 9 out of 10.
Oh, good. This is good.
For your timing on you.
Thank you.
Yay! Super.
A clever one. And it might be that at this point, when we call her back, we might want to add a bit of an experience. So let's see what Bet's experience might look like. So let's go for a big experience this time. Ready? Hey, good girl. Ready? Legs, 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 legs. I know.
Girl.
Clever girl. Doop. Ba, 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 yeah! I know. So you can see that actually there are loads of different ways to play this game. You can incorporate your happy behavior as a result of this. Really, you can have fun with it. The point is that we're trying to provide a variety of experiences. You might call your dog back and then actually go into a game of Thunder or a game of Typhoon.
Remember that squirrel, he's got the variety. He's got the sass. He's got it all happening. You need to match that. And the way that you're going to match that and the way that you're able to do that is the variety is going to come thick and fast. So the variety is going to be there.
So we want to see your sexy videos in the Facebook group. We want to see you at your sexiest. We want variety. We want to see you being as sexy as the squirrel.
A sexy pot.
Okay guys, before you go, one of the biggest questions that we've been asked is, you know, I see that these games work, I believe the games work, but I'm worried that they might not work for my dog, my breed, me.
My dog's a Javanese tree fox and he doesn't like food and he's not interested in toys, and actually he's a bit more unique than your dogs, and I've only seen you two train it with dogs you've already trained.
With 5 different breeds. And so it's like, you know what, we want, the big thing is that we know how transformational these games can be for you.
We want it to work for you. We want it to have great results,
yeah,
right?
And the only thing that's stopping that is you kind of playing the game. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to head outside and we're going to work with real people, with real dogs, and we're going to show you example of actually how a real person will work with their real dog of a different breed.
When we say real person, real dog, different breed, these guys have not played these games. You know what? They've not had all of the coaching. It's just us coaching them to show them exactly how much fun this can be. So I think you're going to enjoy it. In fact, I know you're going to enjoy it.
Heading outside. Okay, so Flippin' recall. What are we going to do? Let's start by just placing some food out. And then as he's finishing that piece of food, saying his name and then feeding him behind you, okay? Yeah, let's do that, yeah, so. Good. Brilliant. Shady, good. Sorry, I can't help myself.
I'm not loud enough. How is that happening?
I know, that's it, I'm telling you to be louder. Good, brilliant, and then throw a piece of food. Good, and you start to get a feel for that moment when they're feeling like they're getting suctioned back. Now, next version that we're going to try is if you just hold on to him, maybe just hold on to his collar. Brilliant, and what I would do is I place a piece of food just there to get him to orient, kind of get him to eat it and orient to it. Yeah. Because otherwise he thinks he's going forward. And then I'd say his name and I'd run behind you. Okay?
Run
so yeah, just the opposite way. So piece of food down. Good. And so we could be a bit quicker on his name next time.
Yeah, and me running as well.
And this just shows how we might have to adapt it to different dogs, different sizes of dog. Good. And what it creates is just that reflex ping away from what you're doing and ping to me when I hear that name. So a few options. You can throw a piece of food. They're going to eat that piece of food. You say the name and they just before they're orienting back to you and you reward them. Option number 2 is you can restrain them, throw the piece of food. They go get it. You say their name and they orient back to you. And then the final option is that you can effectively hold on to them, say their name and then get going. Yeah, good. Good. One more time. See if you can do like a really opposite direction this time. So rather than bringing him around your body, you're just darting away.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. He's like, I know you're going that way. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Good. So that's all we're doing is we're creating that reflex way of doing it. 3 different versions on a different dog so that you can work with the dog in front of you at home. Have fun with it. That was Flippin' Recall.
So Flippin' Recall, guys, is, I think, probably a way of getting, it's that like really instant, insane recall.
Yeah.
It's the
reflex,
snapback, right?
Muscle memory, hear my name, ping away from something. And so what the game does is it sets up a situation in which we can do that, and in which the dog can really kind of practice that and get some hours in the saddle on it, right? The more they become more of what they do every day. If we do this, then we're going to be winning. So the way it's going to look, Eileen, is if we and come on in a bit.
Come on in, you can tell. Come on, Eileen.
So
Can't help
The
myself.
way it's going to look is you're going to throw one piece of food on the floor. She's going to eat that piece of food, and just before that moment where she's going to orient back to you, you're going to say her name, and then you're going to reward the opposite
and
direction.
your timing, Eileen, is everything in this game.
You've got this. You've got this.
No pressure. Everyone's watching. That is just fine. I know, and there I was. I was like, Eileen, I've got a game for you.
Yeah, nicely done. So you get this feel for the moment where the dog is about to kind of get suctioned back, and you can almost feel that they're, you know, they're starting to head that way.
Woo!
Yeah, woo, nicely
what I love
done.
with that one is it was only that moment of intensity. She went that, and immediately Eileen had her.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
One more time.
Yay!
Whoa, that is fast.
Very, very nice. Very, very
Nicely
nice.
done. Good stuff. So that's flipping recall. Flipping good.
Flipping brilliant. Flipping awesome. How many more flipping words can we say?